so we are going to look at how you can use a strategy called the box to solve a problem involving rates or ratios. And we call this a proportion because it's going to have two equivalent ratios or two equivalent rates. We are given one of those in the problem, which is what we're putting here and here. And then we're given one piece of the second ratio or rate, and it goes over there. We're looking for that missing piece. And so we label our units, we write the two numbers that are together in the problem, and then we write the third number that they give us, and the empty box will eventually have the missing number that they're asking us about. So we're going to do two examples today so I can show you how this works. First example says, if there are 42 cows in 2 barns, how many cows are there in 1 barn? And I like to go ahead and circle any numbers. And I like to underline the words that come after those. And I also like to underline the question part, how many cows? So these that we underlined, those are our labels. So we're talking about cows and barns. And then the two numbers that go in this section are going to be together in the problem. So you notice that those are in the first part of the sentence before the comma. And then this number is by itself in the second part of the sentence. So the two that are together go in the box first. Then we put the 1, and it's not 1 cow, so we can't put it here. It's 1 barn. So it's going to go right there. The 3 numbers that you put into the box will always form an L shape, kind of like these cubes. And in this case, it's actually that exact shape. But it could be turned a different way, but it's always going to be in that same shape of an L. And so we always want to be looking at the one that is in the corner of the L. And so in this case, it's 2. That's where we're going to start drawing arrows. These arrows are showing our relationship, either a multiplication relationship or a division relationship. So I could go up here, that's getting bigger, so I'd have to multiply. Or, in this case, I'm going to go this way. Because 2 divided by 2 gives me 1. So I can draw a matching arrow up there and do the same thing. 42 divided by 2 is 21. And so our answer is 21 cows. Remember that your relationship can only be multiplication or division. You can't add or subtract. Let's look at another example. Jenny drives 2 hours to Grandma's house, 120, that should be miles, away. If she drives 8 hours at the same rate, how many miles will she drive? So we've got 2 hours, 120 miles, 8 hours, and then our question, how many miles? So again, we look for our labels, hours and miles. We've got 2 sentences here. So 2 and 120 are both in the same sentence. 8 is in a completely different sentence. So 2 and 120 go together in that first column. And then 8 is going to go over here because it's 8 hours, not 8 miles. Okay, so again, our numbers are in an L shape, but it's turned a different direction this time. But we're still always looking for the one in the corner. So in this case, our corner number is 2. So I could go from the 2 to the 8, which is actually what I would normally do, but I wanted to show you that you have more than just that option. You can also draw your arrows up and down. So we have to start at 2 because it's our corner number, but we're going to draw an arrow from 2 to 120. Because it's getting bigger, that means we have to multiply. So we have to figure out what would we multiply. Well, 2 times 60 is 120. So we do 8 times 60. I know 8 times 6 is 48, so if I add a 0 to that, then I get 480, and that is our answer. So the answer to that one is 480 miles. Again, we could have gone the other direction. If I had gone from here to the 8, 2 times 4 is 8, so I could have done 120 times 4, and I would have gotten 480. So you can go up and down or side to side. And here we divided, here we multiplied. So those are always options. It just depends on the problem.